All right, so if you make a lot of money and you independent, are you not feminine? If you found a man or a partner that is able to provide for your every need, does that make you more feminine than a person who's, independent? You tell me. Stay tuned and we're going to get into this video. Welcome to my channel, Queens and Kings, where everything and anything on this channel is focused on girl and women empowerment. And I am Coach Mo, coming back to you with a new video. Now, today's video is going to be focused on the word feminine and the discussion of femininity. You know, this femininity, allure, affluence, hypergamy, all these different things I've been seeing floating around on YouTube. So I thought about saying, I'm a channel that's talking about elevating, queens to be their greatest version. Let me hop on over there and see what some of these channels are talking about. And it's funny, I am going to have some little side combos going on with my 14-year-old queen because, she says, Mommy, when I see those videos, I just fast forward right on past them because why? Tell me why you fast forward. She thinks they're ridiculous. We'll get into a discussion about that later. So what are we teaching our teens when they see videos like, this feminine journey, alluring journey, affluent journey, whatever kind of journey, what are those videos really saying to us? But before we get into today's video, if you're looking for a channel that's focused on elevation, elegance, equipping you and enhancing you to be the greatest queen you were born to be, then this channel is for you. But this is not a one niche channel. And because of that, queens understand that our focus can't be in just one particular area in life. We're required in several places, several facets of life. So if you want some of this and some of that on an elevated tip with Queens and Kings, then I suggest you go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Now let's go ahead and get on to this video about the feminine allure. Let's talk about the word feminine, our femininity. So according to Wikipedia, and a lot of people, have their own say about Wikipedia, but femininity is a set of attributes. Let's get it right. Because if I pronounce a word wrong, I'm not feminine. So let's start over. So Wikipedia says femininity is a set of attributes, behaviors, and roles generally associated with women and girls. Although femininity is socially constructed, some research indicates that some behaviors considered feminine are biologically influenced. So we'll get into the biologically influenced part a little later in this video. But Webster defines it as the quality or nature of the female sex, the quality, state, or degree of being feminine or womanly. So queens, I got a question for you. Did you miss the feminine training? Did you miss the feminine discussion growing up? Because I sure did. While I was sitting here being programmed in this universe, I don't ever recall really hearing anything about femininity. And my daughter right here is 14, and I don't ever really recall telling her that she needed to be feminine. So did I miss a step in understanding, parenting or trying to raise a queen in this universe? I don't know. You tell me. I tell you, she does what when you get to a feminine channel?
Girl, I click off. Ain't no reason for me to be on there. It's ridiculous.
She clicks off. She says there's no reason for her to be on there. She feels some of the things that are discussed are ridiculous. We'll get to see and talk about that a little bit later in the video. But I can tell you, I don't personally recall, ever hearing my mom, grandma, anybody in my life talk to me about whether or not I was being feminine. I don't recall hearing a feminine conversation in my household. I don't recall the word period. So I don't know. Does that mean I'm not worthy? Does that mean I'm not queen-like? Does that mean that, someone's of a better class than I am? That's up for discussion and we're going to talk about it. Now, anything, wait, I'll cut there. But this is important to identify because what is known or not known can't be developed or understood. So I want to be very clear on this channel. I support every queen on her journey to whatever she considers elevation to be for herself. Because see, I promote being you is the best way to be. If that's talking like how I talk, that doesn't mean I'm not feminine. Now, whether I talk like this, or like this, or like this, or like this, that does not discredit my feminine allure. I want to get that very clear. So, I think some of those channels should make sure that they're very careful on how, once again, we're trying to find a way to separate and divide the female status. There should be no one, and especially a regular person like me, you, or anybody else, that gets to define what they feel or tell you how they feel you should act. No, I'm sorry. Am I right?
Yeah.
I just don't agree with it. But we'll get into that later. My goal is to educate others while I educate myself and continue my elevation and enhancing journey. Now, becoming a woman is about growth because, we grow every day. And as we grow, our bodies grow, our minds grow, and our spirit grows. I mean, growth is just a part of life. But in the times we're living in, I want to remind y'all, all growth ain't good growth. And yes, I said all growth ain't good growth. In the feminine side of things, some of those channels make you feel like if you use, ebonic vocabulary, or you're loud, or you speak of a certain way, you're not feminine. I don't agree with that. Now, I do want to say, in my personal opinion, for me, I do have to code switch. And, if you want a video on what code switching is, put in the comment box below. I can't talk. Put in the comment box below code switching, because I think a part of these feminine channels, a lot of them are doing nothing but mastering the code of switching. Being you is being you. Talking how you talk in front of everyone is being you. But if you find yourself having to, when you're around a man, start talking, oh yes, dear, yes, I love, no. Because guess what? One day he gonna see the real you. And then when he sees the real you, what if he don't like that you? That's when I feel we're crossing the line of, wanting to elevate versus wanting to create a person that we really aren't. Now, if you want to see a video about that, then just please make sure you put it down there, because it does take time to put these videos together, and I'm trying to make sure I'm giving you viewers, subscribers, or visitors, whatever it is that you came here to see, to elevate you on your journey. Now, back to femininity. Femininity, hypergamy. Probably saying it wrong because I ain't never even heard the word until I started searching and looking for feminine stuff on YouTube. Affluence, and so much more. See, I'm really, really interested at this point about taking a deeper dive into these categories and understanding these topics that are constantly being discussed as a means of elevation or influence for women. Now, I personally don't see anything wrong with wanting to elevate your personal commitment to yourself or being the best you can be. And if that means I'm on that journey, then that's where I am. I want to be elevated. I always want to do better. So I don't think that's wrong. If someone wants to classify that as me trying to, elevate my feminine side, then, people's opinions are up to them. That's y'all know the saying, everybody got an opinion. I ain't even gonna say that because I don't want my video to get, flagged for comments. But anyway, but count me in if femininity or the feminine alert is about elevating. But what I don't want to see is a whole lot of women starting to follow other women who somehow feel that they've mastered this so-called term. That's just not what the goal, I think, of influencing is all about. Influencing is, I feel, showing you how something can be done, influencing you that it can be done, but I think we need to motivate and influence you to do it how you need to do it and the way it's best suited for you. Learn from other women, but don't follow them. Queens don't follow people. No. If we're talking about we were born queens, we were born goddesses, we were born superior, whatever you want to say, if YouTube sister over here say this how she wake up in the morning and do her makeup routine, you think I'm gonna go mimic exactly what she does and go out and do exactly what she tells me to do? No, because her routine may not fit me. Am I making sense there? I hope I am. But unfortunately, I know it sounds a little confusing, but you can easily become engulfed in following someone else's style, following someone else's tips, following someone else's advice, and you may be becoming more of them than who you really want to be. So you got to really sit and think to yourself when you're watching these channels. If your intention is to elevate yourself, make sure you remember you're elevating yourself on your schedule, not on what someone else says. If somebody else, I even saw a channel that said, you know, you got to wake up at 4 o'clock to be feminine. You have to wake up before everybody else. Okay, I do agree. Waking up early does give you an advantage in life. I'm not going to argue that at all. But whether I wake up 4 o'clock or 6 o'clock doesn't mean you're more elevated than me. I just think that that's just, I think we're just trying to find another way to separate and divide female empowerment. But I know y'all might get mad at me saying that, but we're going to give it a minute. I just need my daughter. Do you think some of these channels, once again, are finding another way? Because we've talked about hair types. We've talked about colorism. We've talked about a lot of things. Do you think now this feminine discussion is just another way to divide women and girls amongst each other, to say who's better than who or whatever?
Of course it is. I mean, it's always...
You can come over and talk. Nobody will see you. She don't want to be on camera yet, but she will be introduced. And I think this is kind of cool. You all don't get to see who's behind the scenes talking to me. But no, she's 14 years old. She's a freshman in high school, a straight A honor student. But I teach her grades do not define her, because she's a beautiful black queen is what already made her who she is. But go ahead. What's your opinion?
I think personally, like, some of these channels, they just love to preach, like, just being extremely soft and, like, extremely submissive, and, like, I guess with manipulative undertones. Like they'll teach you you have to look pretty and go into rich neighborhoods and stuff like that and act stupid to try and get a man's attention and things like that. Or
so wait, stop there. It sounds like you say that you feel most of those channels are all focused on just getting a man's attention.
Yes, and that's what irritates me so much. It's always doing something for a man, and like, I don't know if it's just my generation, but to me, I ain't do nothing for no man. Sweetheart, crying over a man, getting upset over a man. Oh no, I'm sorry, absolutely not. Who do I look like getting my feelings butthurt or doing something to impress a man? Do you know, I am a female, I'm a woman. Never mind, I'm a conscious person.
Oh, she said she woke. So you said some of us ain't woke?
Absolutely not.
Okay, I gotta agree with her on some things, because you know she's seen a lot, and I would not be where I am. I would not be Coach Mo if I didn't have trials and tribulations myself that I've gone through on my journey, even when it comes to men and my self-worth. But I tell you one thing: if I followed every channel that spoke about being feminine, I would have to change how I talk, embrace a softer voice, and my voice is my voice, and it does not subtract my feminine attributes. At the end of the day, your femininity may be entirely different to you or the next person or the next person. And understand, if your intentions are just to have a target of getting a man, you have not truly awakened. What's the princess that sleep? What's her name?
Aurora.
Aurora sleep?
Yeah.
That ain't Cinderella?
Mama,
I mean, Sleeping
no,
Beauty.
what?
Wait, Sleeping Beauty.
Her name is Sleeping Beauty, but her name is Aurora.
Okay, well, Aurora Queens, y'all need to be kissed and wake yourself up. So you're still sleeping, because that can't be our focus. You know, there is nothing wrong with wanting to have a great partner in life. I think we should always aim for the best. Here's my question. What happens if you meet the man and you at 6 figures and all of a sudden you lose your 6 figures? Are you no longer worthy to be with him?
Oh, that's so wrong.
Like I said at the end of every video.
You know,
Can you let me do my end, please?
Ooh, this is a video where you need to put out the art of minding your business.
Okay, can you let me end the video? As I said at the end of every video, be you, because everyone else is taken.